So with Miss Terry and Miss Ingram, your charges are going to be dismissed, but that does not mean that the solicitor cannot bring these charges later if the solicitor so chooses. Understand that there are a number of people arrested as it relates to this incident. But the two of you, your charges are going to be dismissed. And so when the paperwork gets back to the jail, you'll be released.
Okay, thank you.
But ladies, please don't conduct yourself in this manner in the future, okay?
Oh, you don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. So Terry and Miss Ingram, you're free to go back.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And so deputies, let me ask you this, it looks like the name is Janasia Ingram. Is she OTB?
She bonded out, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Miss OTB.
Shirley Bond bonded out too, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, who?
Shirley Bond.
Okay. Okay, so we have a relatively small calendar today. I'm gonna start, and when the interpreter comes on, I'll switch over and just do a modified version of the script for the two individuals that need the interpreter. I don't want to hold anybody up.
Go ahead and stand up, everybody.
So good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I am not here to conduct a trial of your case or to take a plea in your case. I am here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing, but should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you if your case goes to trial. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, the right to a speedy and public trial by jury, the right to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, the right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, the right to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney to represent you, one can be appointed if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond and fees in cash to the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office will hold the cash and return it at the end of the case. If you use a commercial bonding company, someone will have to pay a fee to the company for their service. The fee will not be returned. I don't know what fee will be charged, but it is usually based upon a percentage of the bond. Finally, if you use property to post a bond, the property would need to have a net equity at least 3 times the total amount of the bond. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. This special condition will be provided to you on a separate form. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked, and you could remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person would not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Whether bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime has occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, let's start on the ladies' side.
Yeah, you're first. Your Honor, I have Ms. Hurd.
Okay, Ms. Hurd, ma'am, you've been charged with one count of simple assault. The bond has been set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Cordell Tyler. Do you understand that?
Yes.
There's going to be a preliminary hearing set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
We can go right outside the door, right outside. Mrs. James?
Ms. James, you've been charged with 2 counts of criminal trespass, 1 count of simple assault, and 1 count of cruelty to children in the 2nd degree. The cruelty to children in the 2nd degree charge is a felony. I've set your total bond at $12,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from it looks like Ocean Lee. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 14th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am? Okay, you're free to go back.
You said you do?
I do.
She said she does, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. What's your question, ma'am?
Can you repeat the bond
You
amount?
can step up a little closer.
Let's see. $12,000 is total bond amount. Do you want me to break it down as each charge? Okay,
Thank you.
okay. All right, you're free to go back, ma'am.
Ms. Robinson?
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. You've been charged with one count of loitering or prowling. The bond is preset at $1,000. And I paused because although it's preset at $1,000, there are fees that the sheriff's department is required to add, and so it's going to be a little bit higher than this. Not much so, but a little bit higher. But do you believe you can post this bond, ma'am?
Yes, I can.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, Ms. Robinson. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You have any questions for me, ma'am?
No, I didn't hear the charges. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I want to hear the charges.
The allegations?
Loitering or prowling is the charge.
Okay.
Any more questions, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Ms. Tucker? Correct.
Ma'am, you've been charged with one count of driving a vehicle without a license. The bond is going to be set at $1,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
That's not me.
I'm sorry, are you Samantha Stavitz?
No, sir.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Your Honor.
Okay,
Had a mix up. Okay. Say your name nice and loud.
Samantha.
okay, Ms. Stavitz, ma'am, you've been charged with one count of driving a vehicle without a valid license. The bond has been set, preset at $1,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, ma'am?
Yes.
You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Say your name nice and loud.
Rhonda Gail Tucker.
Ms. Tucker?
Ms. Tucker, ma'am, you've been charged with one count of murder, one count of aggravated assault, and one count of possession of firearm during commission of a felony. I am not allowed to set bond on the murder charge at this hearing. So I've also denied the bond on other two charges. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for July 14th at 8:30 in the morning. You're gonna also have a bond hearing date that's gonna be set for July 6th at 8:30 in the morning. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You have any questions for me, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
The last one is Ms. Wells, ma'am. Your Honor, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Hello. Kevin Wells.
And you said Shirley Bond was OTB?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second to just catch up. All right, Ms. Wells, ma'am, you've been charged with one count of terroristic threats or acts. Your bond is going to be set at $3,000. You believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
This is a felony offense, so you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for July 14th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out. You will get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you can go back.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that's it for the female side.
All right, thank you for your assistance. Have a great weekend. Enjoy all of the barbecue. I am going to be the judge on Monday.
You'll have me. I'll be here.
Okay, so I'll see you Monday.
All right, see you Monday. Take care, sir.
Goodbye. All right, let's go to the male side.
Your Honor. Aguilar?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You're Mr. Aguilar?
Sí, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, you're charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. And let me ask you this, sir. You're one of the individuals that we needed to have an interpreter for, and you have the right to have an interpreter here. Would you like for me to wait for the interpreter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Oh, Miss Bermudez. Well, hold on. Miss Bermudez just popped up. Miss Bermudez, you always seem to have perfect timing.
Judge, how are you?
I am doing well. We have two individuals today, Mr. Aguilar and Mr. It looks like Exula Osario.
Yes, sir. I do have those names.
Okay, so we have Mr. Aguilar here. Mr. Aguilar, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor Aguilar, ¿puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete?
Sí, lo escucho bien.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Mr. Aguilar, you are here on a first appearance hearing.
Señor Aguilar, ¿usted está acá para tener su comparecencia inicial?
My name is Brad Gardner. I'm a judge in the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Mi nombre es Brad Gardner y yo soy un juez del Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
I am not here to conduct a trial of your case or to take a plea in your case.
Yo no estoy acá para tener un juicio en su caso o para aceptar una declaración a cargos.
I'm here to inform you that you've been charged with violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act.
Yo estoy acá para informarle que a usted se le acusa de infringir las leyes antidrogas del estado de Georgia
And violation of the open container statute.
y de tener un envase alcohólico, de infringir la ley de ese modo.
You're going to have a total bond set at $2,000.
Su fianza total va a ser de $2,000.
The bond can be made by either cash, commercial, or property.
Usted puede pagar la fianza en efectivo, usando una compañía fiancista o usando una propiedad.
Okay.
If you post the bond by cash, you will deliver the full amount of the bond and fees to the Sheriff's Department.
Si usted paga su fianza en efectivo, usted tiene que llevar la cantidad total de su fianza más las tarifas adicionales a la comisaría.
Sí, voy a pagar cash, voy a pagar cash o hay alguien afuera que pueda pagar cash, no sé si me puedan dejar salir.
I can pay cash and there's someone out there that can pay cash as well.
I'm going to explain the other scenarios that are available to you, and you can choose whichever one you want to choose.
Yo le voy a explicar cuáles son las otras opciones que usted tiene y usted puede escoger la que guste.
If you pay the entire amount in cash, that cash will be returned to you at the end of your case.
Si usted paga la cantidad total en efectivo, esa cantidad le sería reembolsada al final de su caso.
You can also choose a bonding company and pay a fee to that company.
Usted también puede escoger una compañía de fianza y pagarle una tarifa a esa compañía.
I don't know what fee will be charged, but it's usually based upon a percentage of the bond amount.
Yo no sé cuál será la tarifa que le cobrarían, pero generalmente está basado en un porcentaje de la cantidad total de su fianza.
So you could pay a lesser amount out of pocket, but that money will not be returned to you.
O sea que usted podría pagar menos dinero de su bolsillo, pero esa cantidad no le sería reembolsada.
¿Entiendes?
If you have property in the county, you can also use property to post your bond.
Si usted tiene propiedad en el condado, usted también puede usar una propiedad para pagar su fianza.
The property will need to have an equity at least 3 times the amount of the bond.
Y la propiedad tendría que tener un capital neto que sea por lo menos 3 veces la cantidad total de su fianza.
And generally with that process, the sheriff's department will place a lien on the property. And when your case is over, they will remove the lien.
Generalmente en este proceso, la comisaría le pondría un embargo a esa propiedad y cuando usted pague la cantidad, entonces se lo removerían.
These are the 3 options available to you to post bond.
Esas son las 3 opciones que usted tiene para poder pagar su fianza.
Okay, gracias.
During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights.
Durante este y todos los procesos siguientes, usted tiene los siguientes derechos.
The right to the presumption of innocence,
El derecho a la presunción de inocencia,
the right to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors,
el derecho de que se le formule una acusación por el jurado indagatorio si es un delito mayor o de que se le formule una acusación si es un delito menor.
the right to a speedy and public trial by jury,
El derecho de tener un juicio público, rápido y por jurado.
the right to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you,
El derecho de ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra.
the right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf,
El derecho de citar a testigos para que vengan a testificar a su favor.
the right to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense,
El derecho de testificar a su favor y de presentar pruebas para ser usados en su defensa.
the right to have an attorney represent you.
El derecho de tener un abogado para que lo represente.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify.
Si usted no puede contratarse un abogado, se le podría nombrar uno si usted califica.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
¿Le gustaría que usted que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
Sí, estaría bien. Sí, estaría bien.
Yes, that will be fine.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Aguilar. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Ok, usted sí califica, señor Aguilar, y yo le voy a nombrar un abogado para que lo represente.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning.
Usted va a tener una audiencia preliminar programada para el día 13 de julio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail.
Esa corte se cancela tan pronto usted pague su fianza y salga, y usted recibiría un nuevo citatorio por correo.
Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Aguilar?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí, señor Aguilar?
No solamente si me voy a quedar aquí o voy a salir, como si voy para pagar o tienen que pagar allá afuera.
Just if I'm stay here, or if I'm going to be released, do I have to pay, or someone from outside have to pay?
Either you or someone on the outside can pay for your release. I have to do the paperwork at the end of this hearing. Once I complete the paperwork, the sheriff's department will get this information and it will be entered into the system.
Ya sea usted o alguien que esté afuera puede pagar, pero yo tengo que procesar la documentación y lo tengo que enviar a la comisaría al final de esta audiencia, y tan pronto ellos lo reciban, entonces ellos lo pondrían en el sistema.
At this point, you can contact family members or a bonding company and let them know of your charges and bond amount so that they can begin working on the process of getting you released.
En estos momentos usted puede ponerse en contacto con parientes o compañías de fianza y usted le deja saber cuál es la cantidad de su fianza y los cargos para que ellos comiencen a trabajar en eso para ponerlo en libertad.
Gracias.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Any other questions, sir?
¿Alguna otra pregunta, señor?
No, todo está bien, gracias.
No, all's well, thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Ok, puede retirarse.
Mr. Is it Exula?
Look, Your Honor.
Señor Zula,
Yes,
Okay. Sir, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
señor, ¿puede usted escuchar y entender al intérprete?
sí,
Yes.
Do you know what you've been charged with?
¿Usted sabe de lo que se le acusa?
no,
No.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with child molestation.
Señora, ¿usted se le acusa de abuso sexual a un menor?
I am not allowed to set bond on this offense at this hearing.
Y a mí no se me permite otorgarle fianza por este delito en esta audiencia.
I have set a preliminary hearing date for July 14th at 8:30 in the morning.
Yo he programado su audiencia preliminar para el día 14 de julio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
I've also set a bond hearing date for July 16th at 8:30 in the morning.
También le he programado una audiencia para pedir fianza para el día 16 de julio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
¿Le gustaría a usted que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
sí, por favor.
Yes, please.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Usted sí califica, señor, y yo le voy a nombrar un abogado para que lo represente.
Ok,
Do you have
Okay.
any questions for me?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí?
sí, la pregunta es de, bueno, como no sé quién me acusa de esas cosas, ¿va? Yo no sé por qué me están acusando de algo que yo no he hecho.
The question is, since I don't know who is accusing me, right? I don't know why they're accusing me of something that I haven't done.
Would you like for me to tell you who's accusing you?
¿Le gustaría a usted que yo le diga quién lo está acusando?
Sí, por favor.
Yes, please.
So the allegation is alleged, this incident is alleged to have occurred on July 1st of 2019.
Este incidente, excuse me, este incidente se alega que ocurrió el día 1 de julio del 2019.
And the allegation is that you were at a house on Museum Circle, Lot 6.
Y las alegaciones es que usted estaba en una casa en la Museum Circle, en el lote número 6.
And apparently you were staying with someone named Tienda Astrid.
Y aparentemente usted se estaba quedando con alguien llamado Tienda Astrid.
And the allegation is that you molested her son, Angel Luna.
Y las alegaciones es que usted abusó de su hijo, Ángel Luna.
The allegation is that you would have him to remove his underwear and lay on his stomach.
Y las alegaciones es que usted le decía a él que se quitara los interiores y que se acostara en el estómago.
And the allegation is that you would do, the quotations is stuff with his buttocks.
Y se alega que, entre paréntesis, usted le hacía cosas en el trasero, en las nalgas.
The allegation further is that the GBI seized your phone
Y las alegaciones también dicen que el GBI incautó su teléfono
and that the GBI searched your phone and found several videos that depicted indications of rape with children.
y que ellos registraron su teléfono y que encontraron varios videos donde habían violaciones de niños.
And that Miss Astridge identified her son on some of the videos that were alleged to be on your phone.
Y que la señorita o la señora Astridge identificó a su hijo como una de las personas que estaba en su teléfono, en el video en su teléfono.
And that she identified you on some of the videos because of a distinctive hairstyle you had at the time.
Y que ella lo identificó a usted en el video porque usted tenía un corte de pelo muy particular en ese entonces.
Do you want me to go further?
¿Usted quiere que yo continúe?
Todo eso lo que dijeron ellos es un error y es mentira.
Everything that they said is a mistake and is a lie.
Porque yo ciertamente me quedaba ahí, pero todo lo que ellos están diciendo en contra mía no es verdad, señora.
Because it is true that I stay there, but everything that they're saying against me is not true.
Y otra cosa es que cuando yo ciertamente vivía ahí, pero yo tuve un problema con su marido, y ese es el coraje que él me acusa.
And the thing is that I was living there, but I had a problem with her husband, and that's why he's angry and he's accusing me.
Yo estaba ahí, rentaba ahí y me salí, y hace como 2 años.
I was renting there, and I left about 2 years ago.
Y estaba ahí, y yo tuve un problema con su marido, porque ella me dijo a mí que su marido estaba tomando un día, y ella me dijo a mí que le buscara un cuarto, y yo vine y busqué un cuarto.
Espera un momentito. Usted no le entiendo. Judge, the interpreter is asking for some clarification.
Yes.
Repita, no le entendí.
Ella me dijo a mí un día que le buscara un cuarto porque ella ya no quería a su marido.
She asked me one day to get her a room because she didn't love her husband anymore.
Y yo vine y le busqué un cuarto a ella, porque ella me lo dijo.
And I came and I got her a room because she asked me for it.
Can I interrupt for a second?
¿Le podría interrumpir por un segundo?
Sir, I have appointed you a lawyer, and it's in your best interest to speak to the lawyer about these circumstances.
Señor, yo le he nombrado un abogado, y lo que a usted más le conviene es que usted hable con su abogado con respecto a lo ocurrido.
So the lawyer can defend you against these allegations.
Para que el abogado lo pueda defender en contra de estas alegaciones.
Okay, sir, if you don't have any other questions, you're free to go back.
Señor, si usted no tiene ninguna otra pregunta, puede retirarse.
No, gracias. Dios le bendiga.
No, thank you, and may God bless you.
Okay. Do we need the services of Ms. Bermudez on either side before I release her?
Not on the male side, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Bermudez. Enjoy your weekend. Eat as much barbecue as you can. I'll be working on Monday, but eat some ribs for me.
Yeah, yes, sir. You enjoy your rest of the day and the weekend as well.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too. Mr. Best, sir, you're charged with 1 count of possession of firearm during the commission of a crime and entering an automobile. Bond is going to be denied at this point on these two offenses. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for July 14th at 8:30 in the morning. I'm also going to set a bond hearing date for July 16th at 8:30 in the morning. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? All right, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? All right, you're free to go back.
Move on down, man.
Julian Browning.
Mr. Browning, sir, you're charged with one count of aggravated stalking. I am unable to set bail for this offense at this hearing by law. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for July 14th at 8:30 in the morning. I'm also setting a bond hearing date for July 16th at 8:30 in the morning. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm sorry, sir.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to find that you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. And I would encourage you to speak to the lawyer about the circumstances of this case. You should know that whether the alleged victim in this case, as it relates to the TPO, whether she wanted to be around you or not, that does not form the basis for the aggravated stalking. If you are ordered to stay away from her by a judge and you were around her, that's aggravated stalking, whether she consented to it or not. But a judge may look upon whether she consented to it or not as it relates to setting a bond. I just can't do it by law. She could be here telling me y'all resolved everything, everything's fine. I still would not be allowed to set a bond at this proceeding. So I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. You should speak to the lawyer. I don't know the circumstances of your case individually, but there may be something that you really need to speak to your lawyer about that could assist you in resolving this. Okay.
Okay. Clinton County officers told me that the TPO was out of Fulton County.
Yes, sir.
I was never served.
That's something that you will need to speak to the lawyer about. But I'll tell you this. If she was the subject of a TPO and she sought a TPO and you were never served and she never told you about it, you may need to reconsider whether this person is someone that you need to have in your life. Because from what I see from the allegations, it's not that you were choking her out on the side of the road and that's when the police came. But if the two of you were in a car together and she had sought a TPO against you before.
2020.
I'm sorry?
She started in 2020. Last year.
Yes. Yes. And the date has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Do you understand what the point that I'm making?
I get it. I understand, Judge.
Okay. And I'm you know, and I'm just saying that I don't hide things from people. You know, life is complicated, but at the same time, if people are going to the police to have service a process against you and then they're in that car with you, you may want to reconsider about whether that person is someone that you want to have in your life. Okay, sir?
Okay, I just asked that the court just take into account that I'm the primary caregiver to all my children, and I just need to get out as soon as possible.
So that's what I'm saying. By law, I cannot set a bond for you. And it's by law. If I did it, I would be subject to being arrested because I'm violating the law. So that's the whole thing of, hey, if you guys have worked things out and moved things along, she knew that she filed that TPO against you. She knew that TPO was out there, whether you've been served or not. And she apparently didn't care enough about you for that to happen, because you're going to be sitting in jail without bond. And she knows that you're the caregiver of these kids, right?
Right.
And does she care about that? Does she care enough about that to keep you and those kids protected?
I understand that.
Okay. All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you Mr. Is it Carton?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. The bond has been set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond? There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you Mr. Is it Crook?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you've been charged with one count of driving on a suspended license. The bond is set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir, I have one.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
So will I be able to bond out today? I mean, I have the money.
Yes, sir. So I do the paperwork and I send the paperwork back. So the sheriff's department really is waiting upon me as it relates to that. This is a bond that's set by schedule, which means it's automatically set. So you can actually call the bonding companies now and you can get bonded out.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Yeah, we'll have that.
Still the next. Alfredo Garcia, Your Honor.
Okay, is Mr. Fregasso OTB?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Mr. Garcia, sir, you charged with one count of battery, one count of obstructing an officer, one count of theft by taking, one count of criminal trespass, and one count of obstructing or hindering an emergency phone call. Your bond is going to be set at $15,000. So you believe you can post that bond?
15,000.
I'm sorry?
15,000.
15,000, yes, sir.
Yes, I can post the bond.
Okay, you're gonna have a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court, I'm sorry, July 14th. Because the obstruction and theft by taking are written as felony offenses. So it's gonna be July 14th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You're on the line, but I'm gonna find that you do qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Garcia?
No.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I just need to double check something real quick. Did you say Fregroso?
Yes,
We have him here. I'm sorry, I do apologize, Your Honor.
okay.
You want him up next?
Yes, sir. I put the paperwork in order as it relates to the form that I get from the sheriff's department. So that's when it skips over. That's why I asked that question.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are Mr. Is it Fregoso? Sir, you've been charged with one count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. This bond is set by schedule, which means it's automatically set at $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond? There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you know if anyone has tried to post your bond already?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, sir, you're free to go back. If you don't have any questions. Do you have any questions of me?
I have a question right now since you asked me about has anybody tried to post my bond?
I'm sorry, would you say that again?
I apologize. I had a question on just right now when you asked me if anyone has tried to post my bond. What do you mean? If anyone's tried to bond me out already?
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to tell you that, Your Honor.
Okay, and the reason I asked is because I did not have, just for your edification, I get a packet of information from the sheriff's department, and it's the documents that are related to your arrest. And for certain charges such as this, bonds are automatically set, which means you don't have to come before a judge and able for you to be able to bond out. So I did not get a warrant for you today, but I did get a bond order. And generally what that says to me is that you have already been placed in the system as being bonded out. But as you can imagine, it takes a number of hours to move everybody and get everybody in the same place. So sometimes people whose bonds have been posted, they appear before me because it was just luck of the draw. Sometimes people who their documentation are before me, they have bonded out. And so that's when I asked the question to the deputy of OTB, which is a short term for out to bond, meaning the person is no longer in the jail. So I'm gonna, if you're not in that stance where your paperwork is considered OTB, then I'm gonna have to get the warrant, and that's just gonna be something I'm gonna have to do on the back end. It's not gonna involve you, but I'm gonna ask that question later today.
So,
Okay, I know that's way more information than you wanted to hear, but that's the whole story.
so what you're saying is someone already paid for my bill?
I don't know that for certain. So, because my understanding and from speaking to the people there, there are different departments within the sheriff's department. There's bonding, there are people who are the clerks that deal with people who need to have first appearance. There are the deputies that are in the jail. So everybody's in different departments. And sometimes your my understanding, your documentation will originate within the sheriff's clerk's office. And if you're a person that they've received information that bonding attempts have been made or attempted, that your file will get sent to bonding so that they can deal with you in the bonding area and not the area that gets sent to me. So I don't know any of that information. That's something that I'm going to figure out. But as far as you're concerned, when you leave this proceeding, if you have not had an opportunity to speak to either a loved one or people in the bonding company, you will have that opportunity. You can tell them your name, your charges, your bond amount. It's been automatically set. So irregardless of what I'm doing,
Right.
when you get that opportunity to make that phone call, you need to make that phone call and that will shorten the time that you're sitting in jail.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're welcome, sir. You're free to go back.
Thank you,
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Tell me your name. I'm sorry, sir.
Green.
Mr. Green, you're charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle without a license. The bond is automatically set at $1,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Green, for the appointment of a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
I do have one question.
Yes, sir.
What if someone working with a bail bond company and try to get me out?
I'm sorry.
I said, what if someone is working with a bail bond company and try to get me out? So
I got you. It's not-
Yeah, you can do that. You can go through a bonding company, and the bonding company will tell you the fee that they'll charge.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Are you Mr. Is it Irizarry? Okay, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of speeding, 1 count of driving on a suspended license, 1 count of failure to dim your your lights. There's a $500 bond for the speeding, $1,500 for the driving on a suspended license, and $5,000 for the failure to dim your lights. So your total bond is going to be $2,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Are you Mr. King?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. King, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of simple battery, 1 count of, or actually 2 counts of criminal trespass. Your total bond is going to be set at $6,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Margarita Juarez. Do you understand that? I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, can I get the breakdown of my bond?
Yes, sir. For the simple battery is $3,000. For the first criminal trespass is $1,500. And that relates to an allegation of your being at this location when you were told to leave. And the second criminal trespass is also $1,500. And that relates to the allegation of destruction of property. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else, sir?
No, that'll be it.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
No, that's it.
Are you Mr. Lemon? Okay, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of running a red light, 1 count of obstructing an officer, 1 count of use or possession of drug-related objects. I've set a total bond of $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
$3,000, that 10% of the bond?
Through a bonding company, yes, it's $500 for the red light violation, $1,000 for the obstruction of an officer, and $1,500 for the use or possession of drug-related objects. Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? No? Okay, you're gonna hire your own lawyer, sir? All right. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Say the last name, that's allowed.
Lewis.
Tell the judge.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, sir, you're charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, which I think is like possession of ecstasy pills. You're charged with 2 counts of possession with intent to distribute an illegal substance. I've set a total bond at $13,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for July 14th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Last name, that's allowed.
Montoya.
Okay. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, 1 count of improper lane change, and 1 count of having an expired tag on your vehicle, or your vehicle being unregistered. As it relates to the ecstasy pills, $1,500 is the bond, $500 for the improper lane change, and $500 for the tag. So you're gonna have a total bond of $2,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir? You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for July 14th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. You'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
All right, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Pratt, Joshua Pratt.
Is Mr. Pindor OTB?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Pratt, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. I set the bond at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Dianca Freeman. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is gonna be set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Sir.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Pratt. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir. Could I request a signature bond or get time served? Because I have to get home as soon as possible to get my daughter.
Go ahead, stop. No, you can't.
Yes, Mr. Pratt, I'm gonna tell you this. First, the procedure for a signature bond is that I carry your case over to tomorrow. And I speak with my chief and we look at your criminal history. And she decides whether you're going to get a signature bond or not. I'm looking at your criminal history now, and you have 5 cycles. You have an aggravated assault arrest. You're not likely to get a signature bond. If you're requesting that, I'll keep you in jail, and we'll make that request of her, and she'll make a decision. But I'm telling you, you're probably not gonna get that.
Okay, I don't want to go that route.
Okay. Is there anything else, sir?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go back.
Ramirez.
You are Mr. Ramirez? Okay, sir, you've been charged with one count of battery. The bond is gonna be set at $5,000. They believe you post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's gonna be a stay away provision on this bond, to stay away from a Lorena Vasquez. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
There's a preliminary hearing date that's gonna be set for July 13th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyers? All right, sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. When can I call someone to come and get me up?
You'll be allowed to use the phones after this proceeding.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay, anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
Your Honor, that was the last inmate.
I have an add-on that was on the paperwork, a Michael Milam. LE number 1270245.
Your Honor, we'll go get him.
Okay.
I'm coming, Your Honor. Are you there? I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Yes, I am.
Michael Minor, is that who you're looking for, Your Honor?
Milam, Milam.
Okay, I will go up here to hold in and see if they're up there right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, we located, Mr. Milam right here. Got it right here for you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Miles, sir,
Malo, not Miles.
Milam, sorry, sir. You've been added on to this calendar because apparently there was an arrest warrant for you that was been out since December 2019. When were you arrested on this warrant?
The actual arrest date, I don't remember 2019, but I bonded out, December.
Okay, so Mr. Milam,
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to.
I can see you fine, sir.
Okay, all right. Are you telling me that you have already like been through the system as it relates to this charge?
Yes, sir. I bonded out once back in 2019, and I got a failure to appear because I moved and didn't update my address. So I was waiting on my court date, and a couple of events happened throughout the time.
Okay. All right. I'm looking this up now. You were added on to this calendar, which means that you were not a person that was in sort of regular order placed here. But if you're here on a failure to appear, you're gonna have to go back before the judge that issued the warrant.
Y'all allow me to blow my nose. I don't want to keep shit right here. Well, it's not. I just came from cleaning up. I'm sorry. I wasn't aware.
Okay, so Mr. Milam, it looks like you have all right. Okay, what I'm seeing, Mr. Milam, it looks like your case is currently pending before Judge Hayward. This case is currently pending before Judge Hayward. Does that sound familiar?
Honestly, sir, I have no idea.
Okay, it looks like you're on her jail probation calendar for July 1st, which would be Tuesday.
Okay.
Let me see, I'm pulling up the calendar now. Free at last, Bundy. You bonded out through free at last?
Yeah, yes, sir. I bonded out through free at last. I found out Wednesday that there was a warrant for me, and I called free at last and asked them why wasn't my bond payee informed. He couldn't give me a straight answer. He told me to come up there to free at last, that he was trying to reinstate my bond, but he couldn't because of the bench warrant.
Yes.
Yes.
So why didn't you call your lawyers?
I didn't, I think I had a court-appointed lawyer at the time.
That's a lawyer. Why didn't you call your lawyer?
I didn't have any other information. I honestly been through a chain of events in 2019, y'all.
Mr. Milam,
Yes, sir.
why did you not call your lawyers?
I didn't think to, Your Honor. After I received a phone call back in 2020, I want to say, I just remember a young lady telling me at the time I didn't have to come to court once COVID started up. And like I said, I've been through a change of events, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Milam, you need to contact your lawyers. If you took your car into the auto repair shop, I don't think you'd be talking to your pastor about your car. You'd be calling the repair person about the car. But you have a failure to appear. It looks like from December 3rd of 2020. So you're not right to be on this first appearance calendar. You have a hearing set for Tuesday before Judge Hayward. It will be in your best interest to speak to your lawyers between now and Tuesday. Or you can just show up on Tuesday. I mean, when I say show up, you're going to be in the same outfit that you're in now, and you're going to be on a camera. And if your lawyers have not heard anything from you, how are they going to defend you?
I don't know. So I contacted the bonding company. I wasn't sure to contact my lawyer.
The bonding company, when they're telling you to come down, and I think you probably understood, when they're telling you to come down, they're going to put you in handcuffs and deliver you to the jail.
I mean, not really, because he told me don't come to the courthouse. I was gonna come turn myself in once I knew there was a warrant out for me. I called the bonding company to ask the bonding company, why couldn't he just call my fundee, like my sister or whoever name is on the paperwork? I was gonna turn myself in. Free at last told me not to come to the courthouse, to come over there.
Okay, Mr. Marlon, you can believe them or you can believe me, but I'm just saying that you were going to jail that day. Okay. All right, sir. Deputies, Mr. Milam does not need to appear before first appearance. He has a calendar before Judge Hayward on Tuesday for his failure to appear. And she's going to make the determination as to whether he stays in jail or he gets released.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, everyone. I appreciate your assistance and have a good day.
That's right, y'all.
Okay, goodbye.